Are you ready to take your ministry in a new direction? Are you ready to explore new innovative ways to carry the gospel of Jesus Christ to the world? Have you ever thought about having a television ministry? Were you reluctant because of pricing? Did it seem too costly for your ministry? If I told you that television is affordable, and that there is a solution within your budget, would you be interested? There is an affordable solution for your ministry. It's Clarity IBN. Clarity is an affordable option for you to be on television. You can reach the world for Jesus without breaking your budget. Go now. Go to clarityibn.org. Fill out the contact form, and a representative from Clarity IBN will email you on how you can be on television affordably. Don't wait, don't procrastinate. Do it now. Go to clarityibn.org and get started.
Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Moment of Truth. This is Live at 5. I am your host, Dr. Harold G. Dakis Jr. So good to have you all with us on tonight. And thanking God for all of his blessings. Yes, indeed. So good to be able to come on tonight. I'll tell you all about that later. I had a little incident, but thank God everything worked out okay. All right, so we're ready to get back into Proverbs. Also, I want to say thank you to one of our loyal listeners and Sister Weisinger, and for her suggestion for our topic last week for the Zoom. But we are not done, so we're going to be picking it up on this Wednesday and Thursday. And we're discussing the topic of adultery. So we're going to talk about that on Wednesday and on Thursday as well this week. It was very interesting last week, and but it's a good topic, and it's something that we need to discuss solely because, well, especially because of the fact the world now has become so promiscuous, and I believe really gotten out of hand with fornication and adultery and this whole sexual revolution, and how people think it's okay to casually engage in sexual activity, even to the point that um, well, we're gonna discuss that on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm gonna bring up a few things, but yeah, praise God. But tonight we're back in Proverbs chapter 26, and we're gonna pick up at verse 23. Oh, make sure my list is up. Proverbs, yep, 26. Oh yeah, we're wrapping up 26 today, chapter 26. So we're gonna pick up at verse 23, and we're going to attempt to go through verse 28. And tonight we're going to be talking about studying the deceiver. All right. What does it say about the deceiver? We covered. Let me back up on the notes a little bit. It's been an interesting chapter here, boy. Okay, we talked about the lazy. Yep, we talked about the ways of the fool, the ways of a lazy man, studying the ways of the busybody, and tonight, study the ways of the deceiver. Have mercy. It's a shame that this world has come to, but we're going to be, yeah, tonight, studying the ways of the deceiver. Proverbs 26, verses 23 through 28. All right, let's pray. Father, thank you for your goodness, kindness, and mercy. Thank you for your bountiful many blessings. We thank you for how you kept us and watched over us and protected us. Thank you for healing and deliverance. We ask special prayer for those who have been requesting prayer at church, and also for our good friend and brother, Pastor Eric McGee. God, you are a prayer answering God. And no matter what has been diagnosed, or whatever the prognosis, you are a God that can heal, deliver, and set free. We pray according to your will that you will deliver our brother. Let this be a victory and not have victory over him. Give him complete, speedy recovery and heal his body and preserve him, God, for the sake of the kingdom. Now bless us in this time that we have come to share in thy word. We would ask that you would allow our hearts and minds to become good ground, that we would receive the seed of thy word, and then bring forth good fruit unto good measure. And this is our prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Amen. All right, Sister Quitchen. Oh, look, they coming on, y'all. All right, YouTube is filling. Listen, if you're on YouTube and you have not subscribed, please subscribe and like the video. I need to get to that 100 mark. I got something that I want to do, but I need to have 100 subscribers in order to do it. We have submitted all of our artwork and the setup for the television. Let me pull it up. I'm going to tell you guys what we're going to be. We're going back on television with our own network again. This time, I'm praying God blesses us to maintain it and keep it up. Let me. I just wanted to share with you the networks that we're going to be on. We're going to have television apps where you can actually download the app to watch all of our programming that we will upload. Before I was able to do one live, but we're not. We're doing now pre-recorded only for the time being. But instead of being on one platform, we were only on Roku, and then of course we kept YouTube and Facebook. But I actually dropped Facebook and just stayed on YouTube. This time we're going to be on 6 different platforms, and I'm pulling them up now Let's see. So I can tell you what they are. Come on. What's happening here? Gotta get back into my email. I know we're gonna be on Roku, Apple TV, um, Google TV. I'm looking up the promotion now. Oh, Apple developer. It says that they just sent us a note. We're going to be streaming from. This is a notice for me to watch something on the developer. But we are an Apple developer now, so we're going to be on Roku, Apple, uh, Android, Google, Chromecast, and there's one more. I don't remember what the sixth one is, but those are five of the what's that networks that will be on, where all of our content will be able to be watched on any of those platforms. Oh, here we go. App submission. Okay. TV. Yeah, Android, Roku. Oh, Amazon. That's the other one. Amazon TV as well. We're going to have an Android app, Apple app, Roku app, an Amazon app, a Google app, and a Chromecast app. So whatever one of those devices anyone has, and they'll be able to watch. So we're going to be changing our programming format and all. I really want to reach the people and really want to get this out there. And I'm going to have some other ministries where they will be able, for a very, very nominal cost, be able to have programming on our network. I think we need to give people more choices of wholesome content to watch. And I'm also going to be asking for any Christian writers or directors who have any film projects that they would like to host on our network. We're going to make that available for them as well. Yeah, it's time for us to make a difference and make sure that we give the world something wholesome and worthwhile to watch. And if they're going to be entertained, at least let's entertain them with something wholesome, because it's enough junk on TV now. That's for sure. It's enough junk on TV. All right, let's get into our lesson on tonight. And she's on too. Thanks, Sister Weisinger, for that suggestion last week. You really sparked uh, some real activity because Wednesday and Thursday was hot. And I forgot I had an engagement Friday because I was going to get back on it Friday in the wrap up. But that's all right. So this week, Wednesday and Thursday again, we're going to pick back up because there's more to discuss and to talk about on that topic of adultery. And I think sometimes people shy away from certain topics and subjects. And the only thing I can say is don't be afraid to address it. That's the only way people are going to be helped. And, sometimes the reason people shy away is because they really don't know and they're too lazy to go and study. Oh, excuse me. So, anyway, thank you for that suggestion because it has really sparked a lot of reaction positively too from our listeners. All right. All right. Oh, also, before we get started, I'll tell you what happened. I was cleaning some fish. We did catch a few fish on our trip, and they were all iced up and cold. So, but I wanted to clean up the rest of them today because I hadn't finished them. And I got a couple of people I need to take some fish to. So I said, well, let me clean them up because one of them explicitly said, I want some fish, but I ain't cleaning them. So most time when I give them away, I have them clean them. But these couple of, our seniors, and when you love folks and respect them, you accommodate them. So anyway, I was cleaning up the last four or five fish, and I had my cleaning table set up, and I was cleaning them. And I just got this big one all cut up and bagged, and I got put one on the table because I had three more left, and the knife fell off the table. I felt it, you know. I thought it just brushed against my leg because when I looked down, it was on the ground, and I didn't feel anything, in my leg. I didn't like it, like it had punctured. So I picked up the knife, rinsed it off. Um, I started cleaning that fish, got him all filleted, and I'm moving and then dumping the carcasses. And then I did the yeah, I know, brother. I know you was ready for Friday. But I apologize. I had a previous engagement. It totally slipped my mind. And so I finished cutting the rest of the fish all up and started cleaning up all my knives and my cleaning table and disconnected the holes. I was doing all that stuff, trying to get everything to put up so I could come in and get ready, for live fire because it was only like 3:15. And I pulled off my they call frog legs or something. Yeah, but it's coveralls, but they're for fishing. They're waterproof and all that. So I was taking them off, and I pulled the coveralls down and was getting ready to pull my leg out of the coveralls, and I looked and saw that my right leg, the sock of my right leg that was up to my calf, was soaked in blood, and blood was all in my right shoe. And I went, "Oh God, what happened?" Because I had seen the blood on the ground. I thought it was from the fish, but I don't remember the fish bleeding because I had, drained them, and most of the blood was in the cooler. So I'm going, "Whoa, what happened?" So I got the shoe off and the coveralls, and there's blood all on my leg. Blood had been running out of my leg for the past 30, 40 minutes. I didn't even know it. But I got upstairs, went in the bathroom, and turned the water on the tub and got my leg in there and rinsed it all off. The bleeding stopped, but there was a big blood clot that had come out or had formed. But all it did was the tip of the fillet knife had punctured my leg. I didn't know it. But thank God it didn't hit an artery. But blood had been running out of my leg, and of course I was moving back and forth from the uh, cleaning table to the garbage can, and apparently I'm walking on it and pushing blood out, but it stopped bleeding, and I got everything cleaned up, and I didn't cover it right then because it was just a puncture, but it wasn't a slice. Thank God for that. But I left it open to make sure that it, dried up and that it wouldn't run again. But thank God it hasn't bled since 3:30, and it's after 5 now. And so, but I'm thankful for that because I have type 2 diabetes, and I'm not supposed to even. I have to be careful even just cutting my toenails. I'm not supposed to avoid any injuries in my lower extremities. But thank God it's okay. And it's a healthy sign that it did bleed because that means I have circulation down there. But I'm doing well. So that's what happened. Uh, so let's get into our lesson for tonight. All right, we're talking tonight about studying the behavior of the deceiver. Wow. Talked about the lazy, the busybody. Yeah. Tonight we talked about the liar, and tonight the deceiver. Uh, let's see. Get my notes. Oh, okay. Now here we go. Deception. What is deception? Well, it's a chronic problem in our society. Think about this. Um, there's deception in just about every aspect. of our existence. Now, don't laugh at me, ladies, but women practice a form of deception, and it's called makeup. And some of them have on makeup that disguises their true appearance. And you don't really know who it is or what they look like until after you've already been with them and, you know, have spent time with them. And you don't really get to see them in their old natural state, especially when they wear makeup that enhances or changes, alters their appearance. Uh, a lot of women who use social media to advertise themselves and to seek out mates, um, they use what's called filters on the software, and you may, now I don't know which one it is, whichever way you got to swipe to choose them. I don't know if it's left or right, but anyway, you swiping thinking you're choosing what's on the screen, but then when you have a personal encounter with them, they look nothing like their photos. That's deception. um and it's strange to me that um people get upset when you say things like this. But now, we as men, we have to present what you see is what you get. And, we don't wear makeup, the majority of us. Uh, I know sometimes though my appearance can change. That you all see, I got a haircut and shape my beard, and so I need to kind of start managing that, especially if I'm gonna be on television again. I need to start managing my appearance a lot better. Um, but what you see is what you get. I'm not enhancing anything. I'm not covering up my, I'm 70. So I'm going to have a few little lines or wrinkles, but, I'm not attempting to cover that up. Uh, a few years ago, I think back in 2019, and it's when I first started graying on my beard and a little bit of streak here. Because for the most part, except for I got this little streak here of gray, like my father had. But I'm pretty, still black. Yeah, I'm graying out some, but not at like my face. And my mustache is still a little black. But I remember going to sleep in the barber chair, and when I woke up, the barber had all this was black again. And I was like, what happened? And they had put this color on. Well, for about 6 months, I kept, putting it on and trying to hide. And then one day I said, why am I doing this? My facial hair isn't black anymore. I was salt and pepper. I had some black, but gray was coming in. Now, as you see, I'm mostly gray on the face with a little bit of, still got some black up here and black here and a streak of gray here, yeah. And my daddy's gray streak coming there. But for the most part, I mean, this is it. I mean, why be deceptive and not present who you really are? This is one of the things that uh, we have in society today that is pretty prevalent, and it has become an enormous problem, but people don't see it that way. But let's be honest, deceiving and deceptive. This is not who you really look like if changing your, and why, ladies, maybe y'all can explain it to me. Why shave all your eyelashes, eyebrows off, and then take a pencil and draw them back on? Make it make sense to me. Um, I'm just asking. My wife sometimes says, I'm just asking for a friend. I'm not asking for a friend. I'm asking because I want to know. What's the point? You take a razor and shave your face bald, and then you get this little pencil and you start drawing them back on the same thing you just took off. Make it make sense. Uh uh Yeah, I should let you. I should send a link out for you and Lawrence so y'all can come get some of this trouble that I'm asking for. But please, man, make it make sense. I mean, you shave it off and draw it back on. Ah, that doesn't make sense to me. Matter of fact, you know what it says? Think about this, ladies. It says that you do not approve of God's handiwork. You're not satisfied with how he made your eyebrows, how he made your eyelashes. You're saying, oh, okay. But you're telling God you don't approve of his choice of how you look. You know, uh, what is the real issue? I mean, you either are going to be accepted as you are or you're not. You know, and as I state, for men, what you see is what you get. We don't put on the foundation and what they call that. Oh God, blenders and all of that kind of stuff. And look, you're gonna see my wrinkles. You're gonna see my facial hair. Uh, you're gonna see. Oh Lord. My brothers are trying to help me out. I know y'all, but I'm sorry. I'm just. This is called the moment of truth. I wanna. I wanna. No, them ain't men. I don't want to. Not these metros. No. That. Yeah, these metrosexuals and all that that wear all this stuff, and I'm still not for it. I'm still not for it. Uh, yeah. Oh, hairlines. Yeah. But come on, this is who you are. And being real, and we're talking about deception. And it says Solomon is urging us to study the ways of the deceiver. Deception is a chronic and costly problem in society. Number one, makeup costs. It's not cheap. And some of this stuff is expensive. Matter of fact, in one of the podcasts that I was researching as to why women make the demands that they do now for men, and why they have this high standard for first dates and all. And one lady says, "Well, my foundation and something else," she says, that's $600. And I'm getting all dressed up for you, and I'm going, no, you're not dressing up for them. You're dressing up for yourself because you're making a presentation. And while she was talking, I'm watching her on the screen transform. She's putting on makeup, and now what she looked, she wasn't that bad looking. But when she got through, it wasn't the person who was on the screen before she started putting on the makeup. Her personality even changed as she put that makeup on. And she was talking about how much it costs. Yes, it's expensive, but you know what else? It also costs some other things because it costs embarrassment, and it costs men being asked to pay for more. And then here's the other question. I'm still talking about deception. On the first date, you want to go to a 5-star restaurant and you want the man to spend $300 to $500 on the first date. I thought the first date was a get acquainted date. Oh, they got this list out. Men aren't allowed to take you on a coffee date or on a picnic or go for a walk or just have a conversation over coffee. And that one lady put out that video. She's the sprinkle lady, put out the video about being taken to Cheesecake Factory. That good. They got good food. I like Cheesecake Factory. And it ain't cheap. But anyway, and she's complaining to the guy. But now the guy had to wait for her over an hour to be ready. He came an hour early to pick her up. She still wasn't ready at the time they were supposed to leave. By the time she got dressed, it's 2 hours now, and they're late for their reservation. And go watch the video. And she's complaining that he won't take her to this high-end restaurant. He said, well, but they're at the Cheesecake Factory, and he's opening the door for her, and she locks the door. Oh, no, I can't be seen here. This is embarrassing. I look like this, and I'm looking at her like, you are 6 at best. She overweight. Yeah, she ain't all that. And talking about taking this to Cheesecake Factory. I should have took you to McDonald's. Anyway, Jack in the Box would have been an upgrade. So she's complaining. Now she was late. Then he shows her we had a reservation. I think the place was called Aria. Very expensive restaurant. She says, oh, now that's what, yeah, let's go there. Call them. He says, we missed our reservation. They missed the reservation. So this was the next thing you could take her to. Now, first of all, it was a first date. I can't stop saying, I'm on a roll now. Second of all, she should have been ready on time. Third of all, what makes you think you deserve a $500 night on a first date when we're trying to even get to see if this going to even work out? So think about this. This is deceptive to me. So you expect a man, let's say he goes on 10 first dates and he spends $300 to $500 on each of these dates. He's spending the $3,000 to $5,000 on just 10 dates that may go nowhere. And they think that's okay. No. It's a chronic and costly problem in society. Wherever deceivers operate, society suffers and problems result. Yes, we have broken relationships, broken marriages, business losses, wrecked relationships, ruined reputations, financial losses, social dishevel, family problems, loss of jobs, and division and strife. All over. Hold on, y'all. This is my attorney. I need to take this call. Just a minute. Come on. Good evening. Oh, I thought you were my attorney. Can I call you back? I'm online doing my evening Bible study. I'll call you back as soon as I'm done. Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, that was one of the administrators at one of the churches that I helped to administrate. There's some business I got to take care of. I wouldn't say this. Yeah, she showed her true colors. You're right. No second date for her. But the fact that well, she was deceptive in the fact she put on all this makeup and then telling him, "You gonna take this to Cheesecake Factory, woman? You lucky I brought you here." And then after uh 10 minutes of this bantering she does, and she's online talking to her subscribers, he says, "Well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take you home." And that's what he does. He takes her home. That way he should have left it home. But anyway, um, but my point is deception creates enormous problems and it causes losses. Now, like liars, you know, deceivers and liars create endless problems. Now, when God tells us to be wise and he operates on truth. Let me read this story to you guys. I saw this and I saved it, and I thought it was really, really uh, um, uh, applicable to our study tonight. Let me pull it open. Give me 1 second. Come on. Ah, these devices, but that's all right. They can't beat me. All right, this is the story of the lie and the truth. And it's a real cute story. The lie and the truth. The lie said to the truth, "Let's take a bath together. The well water is very nice." The truth, still suspicious, tested the water and found out it really was nice. So they got naked and bathed. But suddenly the lie leapt out of the water and ran away wearing the clothes of the truth. The truth, furious, climbed out of the well to get her clothes back. But the world, upon seeing the naked truth, looked away with anger and contempt. Poor truth returned to the well and disappeared forever, hiding her shame. Since then, the lie runs around the world dressed as the truth, and society is very happy because the world has no desire to know the naked truth. I thought that fit. Yeah, don't nobody want to know the naked truth. And the truth, look, being naked had to hide in shame. God encourages us to be truthful. "Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." So, as we study the ways of the deceiver, we really are looking to protect ourselves from the destructive ways and motives of the deceiver. But our society is full of them. People are deceptive about, uh, yeah, that was, I thought that was real key. People are deceptive about their excuses for not showing up to work, or why they're late, or why they didn't do something. You did it or you didn't do it. Just be honest. But we got to make up a story that we thinks will, in the eyes of the listener, justify our mistake or our error. If I feel like I have to deceive you, I already know then that I'm wrong. I already know that I'm wrong. Yeah, yeah, it is real talk. People don't want to be bothered with the naked truth. If I feel like I have to make an excuse and that my excuse is a lie to cover up what I've done, then I know and I'm acknowledging um, um, that I'm wrong and I'm covering it up because I don't want to be discovered in my wrong. Yeah, they want to make it believable. Uh, and when you're attempting to make it believable to someone else, you're really saying, I know I'm wrong, but I can't let them find out. I don't want to be exposed as a liar. No. Um, how many situations have come up? And we're going to talk about some of these deceptive characters and character traits uh, on Wednesday and Thursday in our adultery topic, because I'm bringing up some scenarios, all true stories, but they are all rooted in deception. Deception is the root cause of all of these scenarios, and it actually destroys things that could be good and have the potential to be good. I remember being in a business venture, and one of the partners deceived the other two partners, and it caused a rift. And the rift was caused between the two that didn't cause the problem, because the one that caused the problem was related to one of the other two. That close family relationship, and they didn't want to uh how should I say, they wanted to blame the other party that did not commit the infraction or bring harm to the business, but the one that did was related to them, but they didn't want to, call them out. And a very good business that was doing well ended up folding, and they had a loss, a $50,000 loss. It might have been more than that. Um, what about relationships where people uh, deceive each other in their relationships and things happen? Uh, True story. A few months ago, there was a story. I think he was a judge, and um, in his 60s, he had two adult sons. Something got happened, and they wanted to test the sons because they needed to see if they could. I don't know if it was a bone marrow or kidney or something, but they had to test the sons, see if they were a compatible match, and discovered that neither son was his. They've been married over 40 years, and sons are in their 30s, mid 30s. Deception. And the wife felt like she shouldn't be bothered because, well, you raised them, they're yours, you're the only father they know, and blah, 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 blah. Didn't think anything of it. She thought that her deception, there was really no cause for him to be upset or to want to leave, or want to end the relationship. Deception. Um, it ruins reputations. You've had people believing things for years, and then when people discover the truth, see, we think, and I'm saying we, people, humans think that, well, as long as you didn't know, it really didn't matter. So why should it matter now that you know? Well, you just answered the question. When I didn't know, it didn't matter. But now that I know, it absolutely matters. You know, yes. And trust, once broken, it's harder to rebuild than a city. Deception is not good. On the radio a couple months ago, they brought that up. And the question was, is it better to tell the truth um, in order to save somebody, or should you just tell the truth so that the lie doesn't grow out? That was the question on the radio. And they said, well, sometimes it's in the best interest if you don't tell the truth, uh, and you just cover it up. But see, this is how, good evening, my brother. This is how uh, relationships, businesses, um, financial ventures, this is how things go bad because you're not honest. Uh, you get a job and they ask the question. Now, listen to this. They ask you, uh, have you ever committed a felony? It is not always a reason not to hire you, but they can make it a reason to fire you if you don't divulge it in the beginning. Now, a lot of places, the reason they ask that, I worked for a few businesses and I was the controller and sometimes handled the what they call personnel matters because company wasn't large enough to have a um, HR department, and so sometimes I doubled as the personnel manager and the controller, chief accountant. Well, uh, there was an issue. One of the companies, we hired ex offenders, but some of the contracts that we had, we could not send them on the property because we couldn't get a clearance for it. And so uh, one individual got hired and he was sent out to a couple of facilities that, you know, he shouldn't have been on. We had plenty of other sites to send him to. But when found out that he was a convicted felon, ex offender, he was fired. And he wanted to sue the company because he was fired and he wanted to sue us for discrimination. But it came out to simply this. We had a bunch of ex offenders working. And the only reason that question was on the application was because you could not send ex offenders to certain facilities. Because some of them were federal sites, and state facilities that we had contracts with, and we could not send them on those sites. I don't know who that is. This looks like one of those people that come on before. But anyway, and so being deceptive can cause you to lose your job as well. You got to be careful. The topic today is deception. And so you have to really be careful when you start deceiving people. And you have to really be careful when you start dealing with people and you can sense deception. We had that on the show before. And an individual one came. It's not about being afraid of. I've dealt with folks like you before, and they come on the show and ask to come on live and did some nefarious, unscrupulous, immoral things. So not nothing to being afraid of. I just know and sense deception when I see it. That's our topic today. So anyway, um, deception can cause division and strife as well. It causes problems with people because the moment dishonesty comes up, see, dishonesty, and as I said, dishonesty and uh oh Lord, y'all see all this stuff in the chat room. You're gonna have to do some yep, put them in timeout. There you go. Oh, I'm gonna stay on topic, trust me. But they come and people, when they start to being deceptive and deceiving and causing problems, it causes a problem for more than just them. We look at how, let's see, there we go. We look at how people sometimes um will come along, and now you see this one right here. Yeah, no, I'm not a jive turkey. I'm not going to even entertain this foolishness. So anyway, yep, time. That's what I'm doing. Time to block them. Yep, banning all of these folks. We had this before, y'all, a couple months ago, and some people came on, and I don't know some of you that were here that time, and what they did was, there we go. Okay, you got to get rid of all of these nefarious, deceptive, yeah, all these deceptive folks. All right, now get back to the show. Yep, yeah, respect the platform. Oh, which one was that? Okay, which one was your son? I can let him back in, but there was a couple I've seen, and one of those guys. Oh, we don't even want to mention what he did when he came on the last time. Let me know what is. Let me know what his handle is, T, and I can let him back in. But these others, I'm not. They don't get to come on. So anyway, yeah. So when we talk about deception, see, and you see how this comes out. Uh, oh, okay. He going to YouTube. Okay. Um, when you have uh, deception shows up, cause a lot of problems. Because we had. Oh, okay, okay. When when we would entertain individuals and allow them, because I have an open platform. Anyone wants to come on live, I have no problem with it. But after that incident, no one gets to come on unless I vet them first. I need to know who it is that's coming on. You know, because people can do things, and what was done, I had to go in and edit and delete it because my channel and my link on Facebook and my YouTube channel could have been banned simply for what came on the air that had nothing to do with me. So see, when people, but now they were begging to come on, begging to talk on the topic, and made out, deceived us into thinking they were really coming on to, now who have a name like Coke Hogan? See, those kind of folks, they forget, they don't know. We know how to deal with this kind of stuff, but it's it's a problem. I said it right from the beginning. Deception is a chronic and costly problem in society. And this is what it causes. It causes confusion, dissension, and it causes people to simply not trust and not know who to trust and be uncomfortable in trusting anyone into their space. And we don't want to have that. Yes, and they do. They cause confusion. and become fallacious. Yes, they do. And as much as we endeavor to keep a morally um, aware platform and presentation, you have to be careful, especially when they start being deceptive. Yeah. Well, that's it for today anyway. So tomorrow we're going to get into those 6 verses, 23 through 28, to wrap up chapter 26 of Proverbs. And so you all stay tuned. When we get back tomorrow, we're going to talk about how do we recognize the characteristics of the deceivers. And we're going to talk about how you look for the hypocrisy, look for how they make their judgments. Deceivers, if you know what to look for, you can see all of the signs of what they're doing and what they do, and be prepared. Because see, number one, the thing about deceivers, they're full of hypocrisy. And they will say one thing, do something totally different. So they're full of hypocrisy, and they make false judgments. Yes, they do. And the other characteristic is that they flatter, and they also design their speech in a kind of a disdainful or hateful way. And what they do is they cause ruin. All right. Thank you all for joining tonight. I pray that God will bless you. And we are going to see you all on tomorrow, same time, 5 p.m. live at 5. Thanks again for joining tonight. And I appreciate all of you. And as always, God loves you and I love you. There is not a thing you can do about it. You go and be blessed in the name of the Lord Jesus.